Stakes Radio Company presents the Interesting Ideas Podcast. Would you like to be more interesting? Well, today, special day. It's the question you need to answer now, because your answer will deeply affect your life. Here's the story. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. This is Stan the Radio Man with another Interesting Ideas podcast. And of course, many of you know, and for those of you who don't, this is Mardi Gras was yesterday, the party day. And Donald Trump had quite a celebration party in Congress on Mardi Gras. But of course, that means that today is a day that we are called to a somber remembrance. Today is Ash Wednesday. And so I have participated in that ceremony and that installation. And actually, because some friend asked me to go with them later this evening, I'll be doing it once more. But here I am. And I have the sign of the cross in the ashes. And that means something. Now, the good question is, does that really make any difference? Did anything really happen? Or is it just something we do because it's part of the celebration? Did anything really happen? When the pastor friend put this on me, on my forehead. What do you think? Do you believe? Well, you know what? That's the question for today. What do you believe? And I'd like to talk a little bit about that and perhaps think that as we go into the 2025, if we want to thrive and not just survive, maybe we have to do what I call a BA, a belief audit. We have to decide, what is it? What do you believe? Well, that's what we're going to try and do today on the Interesting Ideas Podcast, and the program begins right now. Let me tell you a story. Happened many, many years ago, but it's one that has set with me, and obviously I repeat it. Now, the guy who told the story turned out to be a little bit of a schmuck, but here is the story and how important it was. I was working with a guy, and he said that this other guy that he knew from a past life experience in New York City could help us build this business. So he invited that friend to come down. Now, it turned out he wasn't really that good of a friend, but he had been very, very experienced in the world of sales and marketing. And I remember the day when he said, "Let me tell you a story." And of course, that's my theme song. Let me tell you a story. And so I listened, and he was a great Jewish storyteller. All of that stereotypical stuff was good and true. And he says, I had this big deal that I was going to work on a Monday morning in Dallas, Texas. And I really, really wanted to make sure that I was ready for that big deal. So he said, what I did is, because you remember at that time, what was true is that if you actually stayed Saturday night, you got a cheaper fare. Now, I don't know what the thing, but it was really true. So he said, what I decided to do is I flew down to Dallas on Saturday. So I would then, be on Saturday night. And then on Sunday, I would relax. And then I would be really ready for my Monday morning meeting. And so that's what he did. And he said, I got up on Sunday morning, and it was a nice day. So I went for a walk. And he said, I turned the corner, and it was obviously, I could hear it, there was this rather very enthusiastic church. And he said, boy, was it full of people, and it was noisy and exciting. And I just started walking by, and he said, all of a sudden, there was a guy at the top of the stairs who saw me, and he ran down and stood right in front of me smiling and says, "Brother, do you believe?" And he said, "Well, I just kind of I just backed away. I didn't know what to do." And then he again enthusiastically ran right up to me and said, "Brother, do you believe?" And he said again, and then he said again, "Brother, do you believe?" And he said, by that time I'd figured out the answer that I better give. And he said, so I leaned forward and said, "Yes, I believe." And he said, that worked. The guy said, and he grabbed my hand, shook my hand, and was very thrilled. And then he went back up the stoop to the stairs of the church. He said, "Well, obviously, yeah, I'm not of that religious persuasion and quite that enthusiastic." He said, "But I want you to know, they got the question right. They got the question right. Do you believe?" Yeah. Well, do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in God? Uh, what do you believe? What do you believe? What do you believe in? And remember, belief is the thing that brings on behavior. And we may not get a judgment on our beliefs, but we'll always be judged on our behavior. What do you believe? By the way, oftentimes I have taught what I call belief-based marketing, BBM, that you actually go to the client and customer and you attempt to find out, do you have similar beliefs and values? And if you have similar beliefs and values, that may be part of the way you begin the conversation that may lead to a sale. So it's important to find out what people believe or what people believe in. And it's very important for you to have a good sense of what you believe in. And the problem is, most of the people don't believe in anything. They've never taken time to figure out what they believe in. Well, I just share that story with you. Do you believe? What do you believe? Um, are the clients and customers that you're seeking in your business, do they share your beliefs? Just thought I would ask. I'm the coach man. Um, Actually, I believe that something happened. I really do. When this was done to me, I'm not so sure I understand what, but I believe something happened. Also, let me show you this. A friend of mine put this together. His name is Ted, and he's an incredibly brilliant man. And he gave me this. Now, it's a little brown bottle. Look at this. You see this little brown bottle? But here's the deal. It actually has something that he made himself, because way back in the Hebrew scriptures, in the book of Exodus, which, the idea of the people of Israel got away from the Egyptian captivity and they exited. The book is about Exodus. And of course, there's a song on Exodus, and there is a great movie on the Exodus, which talks about the birth of the Jewish Israeli nation. And in Exodus 30, there is actually a formula, a real formula, a recipe for an oil. And the idea was that this oil, and it was the stuff inside of this particular oil is not cheap stuff. It's not just a bunch of flimsy oil. To put it together according to the recipe, you have to invest a bit of money in it. Well, my friend Ted did that, and he has, he gave me a big one, here's, see now, and but this is the one I carry with me all the time. And it's supposed to contribute to healing, And remember, everybody needs some kind of healing, because healing means to recover what was lost, recover what was broken, to receive something that you don't have, that you might want, that you need now. And so the idea is that he just said, think about it from time to time. Take that and put it on your forehead. Take that and put it on your doorway. Maybe even do that and put it on your microphone, because it is for healing. Do you believe in that stuff? Do you believe that? Do you believe in that kind of rituals? Do you believe that there could be mysteries like that that are true? Now, can we prove anything? No, of course not. But could it be that when I do that, something happens? Good. I may not know what it is or how it will be expressed, but it certainly doesn't hurt. In fact, what it does, it has a little touch of sting to it, just a touch. Which reminds me that there is pain in the world, and that we are in the business of trying to help each other reduce the pain and fear in life. Think about that. To reduce the pain and the fear in life so we can have health and maybe wisdom and greater understanding. It's just a little ritual. Rituals are important. I believe in them. I practice them. I'm sure I could be called foolish, but I'm not. And some people who think that's dumb and stupid, I know that's true, but I'm not dumb and stupid. I don't know what happens, but I believe that something good happens. And so I do it. Don't do it all the time, but Ted is right. It's good to have just a touch of healing that you can put into your world, put into your things, maybe put on your friends. I have, because I know sometimes people are okay, which I know that someone's had a bad time. I just may say, can I give you a touch of healing? And you know what? Every time I've done that, they said, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's Ash Wednesday. It's where we begin the great mystery of faith. And the great mystery of faith is that evil can be conquered, that death can be overcome, that indeed, in the midst of pain and suffering, there can be healing. Now, that's an interesting idea. And so I would just encourage you today, and you'll see people dressed like me today, and you'll understand. But just remember, there is great mystery in the universe. And when we embrace mystery, we are going to find a way to gain mastery over a number of things in life and business. And that's good. That's really good. So whether this, whatever, sure, it did something. Does Oil by Ted do something? I believe it does. Remember what my friend said. They got the question right. Do you believe? And what do you believe? Again, just let that sit on your head, perhaps stir your mind, maybe even touch your heart. All the best and blessings to you on this Ash Wednesday. Till next time. Bye for now.